I'm gonna keep that in. And hello, and welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Miles Dunson, and in the words of Jesus and Mero, we have nothing but illustrious guests.
You know what it is, nothing but illustrious guests. Nothing but illustrious guests. Nothing but illustrious guests, you know what it is.
And today is no different because we have a returning guest, Miss Holland Cole Glazier.
Hey,
Oh,
glad to be back.
rowdy crowd today. They miss you. They miss you. How you doing, Holland?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just doing good. Trying to keep the train rolling.
Mm-hmm.
But today we are here to talk about a movie that might not be on everybody's radar, but maybe it should be. And that movie
I would agree.
is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves.
I don't mind that. He missed.
No, that's not good.
So now, Holland, I know this movie is it's deep off in some Dungeons and Dragons lore, so I know everybody might not be able to understand it. But if you could, just give us a little brief synopsis of what happened.
I would say it was a group of 4 to 5 people. I can't even say people because it's Dungeons and Dragons, so it's a fantasy world. And there are some humans, there are some non-humans, and they come together to overcome their internal struggles as well as defeating this evil sorceress, witch, and dude. Evil dude? What was he?
Actually, it's a wizard.
Oh, he was a
let's not.
wizard?
No. The lady was a wizard.
What?
Women can be wizards too now. Don't do that.
That actually.
Yeah. Don't just
That's
label her a
crazy.
witch. It's 2023. We got to label people right.
You're right.
But as you said, this, you can't call everybody humans because they're not all humans. There's witches, there's wizards, there's regular people, and the movie just tosses you straight in. So you come in and you don't know what you're about to see at all.
That's true.
There's orcs, there's bird people, there's a jaguar with a scorpion butt. It's
Was it a scorpion butt or was it a scorpion tail?
I'm gonna say scorpion butt.
Okay.
Shouts out to the scorpion butt for real. I'm gonna put something in here. Shouts out edit right here. Yeah, let me see if I can. Bam, scorpion butt. That's gonna be a hard edit. So we're thrown into that world and they don't tell you anything from jump.
Yeah.
It is not given to you. Answers are not given to you at all about what are these people, what is the limits of how these people can look and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say I'm a pretty nerdy person. I've read all of the Harry Potter books, Percy Jackson, yeah, Percy Jackson hit. Shouts out Percy. But from a person that may not be as nerdy as me, how did you feel about the movie?
I wouldn't say I'm less nerdy than you.
I'm gonna say I'm more nerdy.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed it. It was really entertaining and they had some comedic relief
Mhm.
in there, so I think it was really good, but also it was kind of jarring in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was more invested towards the end, but the beginning I was like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, it just kind of pops off, and you're like, all right, well, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
But what did you like about the movie? Because there's a couple things I really liked about the movie, but what did you like about the movie?
I liked that there were character arcs. So, specifically, what was his name? Justin Smith Simon.
Mhm.
That was my favorite character for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked how he had this character arc of not believing in himself,
Mhm.
and then he finally overcomes that. So, it was really
Yeah.
dope.
That's another thing. The character work was really good in here.
Yeah, for sure.
I really liked Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez. She was kind of like Drax almost. She was
yeah.
just like a stern character that was. First of all, I gotta put some
Okay.
respect on Michelle Rodriguez because she was throwing hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna get into that.
I love the way the fighting in this movie is so solid. I love the way they fight in this movie. She almost has a wrestler vibe to her. She was picking people up and slamming them. I really love the wrestling vibe. And another thing I really loved is the costuming and the creature design. The special effects in this movie are actually really good.
Yeah, they were.
The fat dragon. That fat dragon
That
had
was
me
hilarious.
dying laughing, but he looked good too.
He did,
Even
yeah.
the
They did
close-ups,
good.
the faraways, yeah. So they did a really good job. So there was a lot of stuff that we both kind of liked in this movie. But what's some stuff that maybe a normal person might go in and they're like, this isn't connecting with me.
Definitely the length of the movie.
Yeah.
It was fairly long. It was really long. The first half didn't fully connect with the second half for me. Like, it kind of felt like the first half kind of dragged on, and then the second half I was more invested.
I could see that. The first half was more of a building area in the second half, but I felt like one part of the second half was the thieves that are in the movie, like the main core of thieves, they kind of finished their job. Like, they kind of finish their job and then they leave and then they're like, let's come back. And so it kind of has,
Yeah.
it has three, it goes like 1, 2, 3. It has an arc of 3. And then there's a fourth arc at the end,
Yeah, I could see that.
which I feel could have been even saved for a sequel. Like, if they wanted to, they could have like saved that last part for a sequel.
Would you watch it?
I would, because I actually have fun with these characters. The people look cool, the monsters look cool, and I can't lie, I was dying laughing in a couple of these scenes. Fat Dragon, the
Yeah.
graveyard scene. Once you see the graveyard
Oh,
scene,
that was a good scene.
once you see the graveyard scene, you gon' know this, they put money into this. Like, they want something to come out of this for real. But Holland, as a person, you came in, it wasn't on your radar, and now you're like, maybe it should be on other people's. Out of 10 dragons, what would you give Dungeons and Dragons?
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy because I did really enjoy the movie, but I would give it 4 dragons.
Oh,
Simply because I don't know a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. So I think if I did and I was like invested in the world more, it would be higher.
oh, so you felt like a little left out? Okay.
Yeah.
I felt left out as well from a bunch of the stuff, but the jokes, and I'm all about that action, boss.
I'm just about that action, boss.
But that action kept me in it so much. 7.5 dragons on it. Bam. You got to give it 7.5 dragons. I was having a great time at the end of the movie. Now, the
Yeah.
first part of the movie,
Yeah,
it's a little whack.
it
but
was.
near the end, Chris Pine is hitting the villain with a loot and, like, beating her up low-key. Like, he was hitting her with that loot.
That was good to see because his character did not.
His character was,
Fight.
like, weak. And then, like, he came out the end and he got a loot on him. And he beating people with a loot. So, 7.5 dragons on that boy. I'm sorry. I got to give it to him. I want to thank Holland for coming again for another time to Keepin' It Real.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And I want to thank you again for watching another episode of Keepin' It Real. We hope to see you next time.